Teresa, I'm curious because you've practiced law for a long period of time, and I really love speaking with attorneys that have been doing it for a while because it's not your first rodeo.
Nope.
You've seen a lot of different situations transpire. I'm just thinking of some of my clients. A lot of times when I come in contact with my future clients, it's they're actually going through the process. They've already filed and they're kind of already, in motion. I want to go before that point, before the filing. And because I think that, this podcast, we have people listening to it where they might be looking for an attorney. Someone may have just passed away. They're not quite sure where to start. I always kind of say, they don't teach in high school or college, what happens when someone passes away and how to handle it. At least I didn't, I missed that class if they
Even
offer it.
in, yeah,
Yeah.
just even
It's like,
personal finance classes, stuff they don't talk about it either. I mean, in college, I took a personal finance class just as a throwaway elective. And because before I had kids and before I went to college late. I worked as an accounting assistant. So I did a lot of accounting and all of that stuff. I didn't need them to tell me how to keep a checkbook.
mhm.
It was an easy throwaway. They didn't cover things that I thought were so blatant that they needed, that were really life skills people need. They didn't cover
Yeah,
how to fill out a resume. And, college
right.
kids don't always know how to fill out a resume. So, but at any rate, so when someone dies, I get calls a lot. My mom died yesterday. What do I do? Take some time to grieve. Let yourself be emotional. Let yourself, because when I'm faced with that kind of grief, when my father died when I was 12, when my mother died when I was in my 40s, when both of my husbands died, my tendency is to jump into business mode. Get rational, keep this thing together. I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this, and I've got a checklist I have to do. The thing is you're going to hit a wall if you do that, because you're running from the grief. You're trying to busy yourself with all of the things that have to be done. You have 4 years to probate a will from after someone dies. I don't suggest you wait 4 years, but I do suggest you wait at least a couple of weeks or maybe a month. Take the time you need to do a little grieving. One, it'll make going through the process so much easier for you because that initial emotional stuff will be over. Doesn't mean you're not going to stand up in court when you're probating the will and you have to answer these questions that you're not going to tear up. It's okay. It happens all the time. The judge is very compassionate. But it does mean that you'll have the wherewithal and the mental capacity, not from being incompetent as far as being crazy or demented, but the emotional capacity that takes will be less. And so you'll be able to think straighter and walk through the process of probate a little better. So I generally tell them, call me back in a month
Okay.
and through it.